Hi, I'm Stefan, the BMW DIY guy, and do you want to unlock the ECU in your car? I'll tell you how. All right, y'all, so I don't normally start a project here in my office, but the step one is on my computer back here behind me. We're going to be unlocking the ECU in my BMW G87 M2. I'm going to show you the process. I'm going to show you how to take it out and then put it back in successfully. But the very first step that we need to take here is going out to FEMTO USA. They now have an office here in the US in Florida where I'm going to ship my ECU to them. They'll get it back to me super quick. I am really excited to get this done, and I want to walk you through this whole process. Now, the order is super simple. You just go out to their website. I'll have the link in my video description. You put in your VIN, you put in your model, and you put in the ECU, and you put in your order. They'll get the shipping labels to you and everything else. I'm going to show you what that looks like a little bit, but I'll walk you through that, and then we're going to jump out to the car and how we take the ECU out successfully. All right, guys, this part is really simple. Just go out to FEMTO's website. I went ahead and created a profile so they'd have all of my information, which made it really easy. I just go into the services. I select the proper DME unlock for the S58. There's really only two choices. It stands out really easily. You add it to your basket. You just put in your VIN. It'll do a lookup to pull the rest of the information. So I'm just going to add that to my basket, just like that. Check out. Bang, just like that. All right. So my invoice is in, they will invoice me, and then let's jump out to the car. I'm gonna walk you through the process of what it takes to take your DME out. All right, guys, so we're gonna start here in the trunk first, because we need to pull the negative post on the battery. Now, one quick tip, I always put a rag through the loop in my trunk here in a sedan car with a trunk, just in case this got closed for some reason. With the battery undone, that can be difficult to get your trunk open again, so I always put this in. So go ahead and use a 10 millimeter, just loosen the nut here on the battery, just like that, because you do not want to do this with your battery connected. So just get your battery loose, a little bit more, pull that up and off, tuck it down out of the way, and then we're going to go get started underneath the hood. All right, so let's talk about some of the very minor differences between, say, a M3 or M4 and the M2s. The M2 engine bay is a little bit smaller, so our plastic trim on this side actually covers several of the nuts here on your crossbody brace. So on the M2s, we're gonna have to pull our plastic, so go ahead and just turn this twist lock. You can lift this up and out of the way, and we're gonna do this on both sides. Use a plastic trim tool to get underneath the expansion pins here, and there's one back behind here to be able to lift this up so we can get to the brace. Now, in my case, I'm gonna have to take the entire brace off all the way around. If you have the stock brace, it's just the back bar, which is a combination of 13 millimeter and 15 millimeter nuts to get that loose. So I'm going to pull the plastics on both sides, lift the plastics that's covering. And again, if you have like an M3 and M4, you don't need to do that. So go ahead and get your back brace off. And in my case, I'm going to pull the whole brace. This guide is going to be good for almost all of the B motors. So B46, B48, B58, the S58, obviously in this case. If your car, for example, with a B58 motor doesn't have cross brace, then you don't have to worry about that point. But the DME is going to be almost identical and in an identical position. The cover itself has posts on the front and little hooks on the back, so you just want to pull the cover up, just off those posts, and pull it up and away. Now you're going to have a couple of fuel lines here across the back. You can just take this and just press those fuel lines out of the way, and then your cover will come off really nicely, just like that, exposing the DME. So let me give you a little bit closer look, and we're going to walk through this and be very careful as we go through this process. It's not hard, we're just going to be careful as we do it. All right, so let's get in here close and get a very detailed look of the work that we're going to do. So this looks like a big nest of cables. It's really not that bad. One of the biggest things we want to do is label each one of these plugs. You can use like a chalk pen, for example, and mark them with dots, like 1, 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots, so on. You also have plugs down this side, and you usually will have plugs on this side as well. So what I also highly recommend is you take a picture of this setup. Get a good clean look of how this is laid out, because you can already see there's some colors here on some of the plugs already. Now you can use like a chalk pen because it wipes off easily later. I'm going to use painter's tape. I'm just going to wrap a little bit of painter's tape around each wiring harness, and I'm going to mark them 1 through 6. On this side, I have 4 plugs, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this side, I've got 1 plug. There's frequently 2 on this side. In my case, in this S58, I have 1. Now, these tabs themselves, and I'll show you, you can see the little white locking tabs on each. You can use a right angle pick tool, just get underneath, gently lift the tab. I want to stress that, and then press on the tab and the plug will come out. So let me use this one as the first example, and then we're going to mark it. All right, so let's start on this front plug right here. It's the closest one to the front. Going to reach underneath that little locking tab with my right angle pick up really gently, and then press on the tab. All of these plugs should come out really easily, just like that, very, very easily. Now, the other thing that we may want to do is there's this big plug right here in the way. This is going to wrap all the way over the top and going to make it very difficult to get to the rest of the plugs. This big plug right here has squeeze locks on both sides. You're going to need to get in and squeeze, and you'll hear a little plastic click. And that bottom one is a little hard to get to, but we can slowly work that off like that and peel that one all the way back. There's no other plugs like it, so we can get that up and out of the way. We've got a good picture of how this was all laid out when we first started, so we know how we're going to put it all back. So this is going to be plug 1 here on this side. So I'm going to take my little bit of painter's tape and throw this on here like that and mark with a 1. There's a lot of different ways you can do this, but I find this works for me, and everything's labeled really nice and clearly. All right, with plugs 1, 2, 3, 4 out, you can see we also have plugs 5 and 6 here in the back, and all of these are to give the main wiring harness enough room to get out of the way to allow the DME to come out. These are not actually plugged into the DME themselves, they're just in the same wiring harness. So you can see plugs 5 and 6, in my case with a yellow marker and a white marker, left to right. I'm going to mark them 5 on the left, 6 on the right. Same white plugs to come out, and those will come out nice and evenly. And then all of this side will be free, and then we can work our way up the main harness. All right, so with 1 through 6 out, we've got a clean approach here to the main plugs. These are set up with horse collars. They've got this little locking tab right here that you depress on the tab and then press down. If you have to, you can use a pick tool to depress that, and then rock it all the way forward to come out really easily. If they fight you at all, it just means the collar is not down far enough. So that's going to be plug 1. I'm going to label that one plug 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on as we go backwards. So label each or mark them, mark the plugs, walk your way back until you get through all of these big main bus plugs. Be very gentle with them. If they fight you at all, it just means that the collar's not down all the way. Just be very, very careful at that point. All right, so one thing I want to point out here really quickly is we get to plug 2. If you notice, this is the wiring harness that runs back to the plug here on the backhand left side. So I can get it out, but I might as well do that plug at the same time as I work my way down the series. Okay, so I'm going to mark this one as well, plug 1 on this side. The same sort of lift little tab, depress it, and then this will be plug 2, and continue to work your way down the DME. So another tip, when we get back here to plug 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is where that second plug here on the left is plugged in. Now, the clip actually came off its little hanger a little bit. It would be sitting down lower. That's why it's sitting up higher like this. It just came off the little rails really easily. But I'll put it back when I put the DME back in. But same thing here. Unclip this. This will be plug 2 on the left-hand side. And plug 5 off the main bus, and then we've got one more 6 right behind it. All right, so holding the cables out of the way so you guys can see easily, you can see the DME is completely unplugged and ready to come out. The only thing that's holding it in place is on this left-hand side between that plastic wall right there and the metal of the box of the DME are these little plastic tabs. You can use a plastic trim tool, you can use like a very narrow tool to get down there and get down in between and slide it out. I've also seen like a little thin sheet of plastic to slide down in there to depress those little tabs, and then the DME will come straight out. So let me get that set up. I'll show you what it looks like, but then we'll take our DME out. All right, so kind of partially out because I wanted to show you where my plastic trim tools are, which are probably about to slide down. I can just pick it out just like that. All good to go. So there are little locking tabs that lock into this groove right here. So what I did was I looked down into the box, and you can see the tabs right here. So I just looked down into the box with it in between the gap and put the plastic trim tool in between this little locking tab and the DME, and then it slides out really, really easily. Okay, so there you go. It's out. I'm going to label mine extra. I'm not worried about FEMTO. I know they're going to do a great job, but I'm going to throw some some painter's tape across the metal here with my name on it. Box it up, send it off. Let's go. All right, guys, so it's all ready to go to be labeled. I'm going to box it up really, really safely. Lots of extra bubble wrap, really good solid box. And I've got my overnight label for sending it to FEMTO already printed out and ready to go. So then I'm going to run down to UPS. So next is going to be back. And then I'll walk you through reinstalling it, and we're going to be good to go to tune my car, big turbos, all the good stuff for me unlocking more power in my car. All right, y'all, so the DME is back. FEMTO USA did a fantastic job. They turned it around the same day they received it. And here it is back, all unlocked and ready to reinstall. So a couple of things I want to point out really quick before we walk through the reinstall. It's just going to be a reversal of what you did before. But when you're inserting all of these pins, some cautions to think about. When you're inserting everything, do it very, very gently. I've only seen one example ever, but I have seen an example of where someone bent a pin in their ECU. So be really, really careful with that. Just insert them very gently. Make sure you lock the collars back up into place as you go through all of the connections. Secondarily, and really, really important, make sure to go through your phone and turn off automatic updates. That's going to be in your My BMW settings, and then also in your iDrive display under your privacy settings, because what can happen is that if you get an over-the-air update that comes in and touches your ECU, it can relock it. So make sure to turn those two things off. So one of the big things we need to do is just get space to get this back into place. Really nice and simple. I'm just going to pull everything up and out of the way. And we're going to have the same orientation that we went in before. So I get this just slid in really nicely into place. Got a cable in the way in the back. There we go. Nice. Just like that. And then I always check to make sure all those little locking tabs are back in place. Remember the ones we had to pry off before? So now as you go through this, you're just simply going to match all of your numbers. Remember, we've numbered everything as we go through. I find it easier to start in the back. So we've got the big plug 6 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to take that with the collar in the down position. We're going to take it and just slide it into place very, very gently and rock the collar up. If it fights you at all, pull the plug back out, reorient it, and make sure it's right back in the same place. Okay, so plug 6 is in place. That looks really good. I'm gonna walk about halfway through these, make some pointers as we go, but it's just a matter of just plugging it all back in. All right, so I'm about halfway, 3/4 of the way done. As I slowly walk my way forward and I get to the plug to go into the right outlet, I verify its number here on my painter's tape, and then I just insert the plug as I walk my way. Plus, they all kind of layer in together, which is why we started at the front and worked our way back. So really all I've got now is the main bus plug here in the front. The two on the sides are in. Now, the plug base for these two on this side like to pull free of kind of the box bracket that's in. If so, just take it and kind of slide those fingers back down on the little slots that are on the side of the bracket itself, and those will go fine. 5 and 6 here in the back are in, so I'm just going to work my way forward, 4 through 1 coming forward, 1 here, and that will be all of the plugs for the ECU. And then don't forget this big long one that comes over the top here and plugs in right here in the front, which is the last one to go back in. First one to come out, last one to go back in. Then we just put the cover back on. I'll show you that really, really quick. So it's about 10 minutes out, 10, 15 minutes out if you've never done it before. It's about 10, 15 minutes back in, again, if you've never done it before. Just walk your way through really nice and carefully. It's not hard. All right, so everything's in, looks good. I got all my tape off. I've double checked all of my plugs, make sure that your locking collars are all in the upright position and the plugs are in nice and firmly. Make sure all the other plugs have their locking tabs back down in place all the way around. If they are, then you're good to go. And your cover is going to be the same, whether it's aftermarket or the OEM plastic. It's got a locking tab there on the back. It's going to loop in over a little plastic loop right here in the back and then set down on the feet here in the front. And those feet go in here and here. So go ahead and get that locked back into place. Once that's done, we'll talk about putting the strut brace back on and we're good to go. All right, guys, so if you have the OEM strut bar, obviously only the back one is out, so you just put the back one back on. The torque value for the nuts will be in the video description, so make sure to check that out. In my case, I've got to redo the whole thing. If you have a G87 where you've had to pull this cover up so you can get to things once everything is all torqued down, just put this back in place and put your little expanding rivets all the way around. Take your plastic covers on front and rear, just tip them edge in and tip them down, turn the little twist locks, and you're good to go. Everything's back together. And at that point, it's the big moment of starting the car with your unlocked ECU. All right, so one last look here before we close up. Looks good, everything's back in place, everything is torqued down. Go ahead and return to the trunk, put your negative post back on, secure down with that 10mm nut, and then your car will be live. So go ahead and fire it up, make sure that everything's good, and well done. As I mentioned before, and I'm gonna mention again here really quickly, I've turned off the automatic updates off my phone, and then I want to go into settings and make sure that it's turned off here as well on the car side. So that way, both are completely set, both are turned off. Now, app updates are okay. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. So I had to come back, it kept wanting to launch Android Auto. So you're gonna go into vehicle settings, data privacy. I had everything on before. You go to individual, okay? Now, you wanna scroll all the way to the bottom. So there's lots and lots of options here. Your connected drive, your navigation, all of these are a matter of choice of whether you want to have these on. Voice, product improvement. Here's where you want to turn this off. Remote software upgrade, off. And I've also turned off the following 1, 2, 3, the improvement of product quality, improvement of service reliability, and future mobility solutions. Automatic app updates are okay. Those are the various different sub-apps that are here on your car. But make sure, at a bare minimum, the remote software upgrade is off. All right, so with that said, you get to do first start with me with an unlocked ECU. Here we go. Yep, good stuff. Makes me really happy. We're good to go. All right, y'all, all done, and you can tell this is not a hard process. Like I said earlier, it takes about 10 or 15 minutes to get your ECU out. It takes about 10 or 15 to get it back in, and you're good to go. Working with FEMTO USA has been absolutely fantastic, and it's very clear that they've done a great job. They were absolutely the industry leaders when it comes to this sort of service, and I'm really excited to have my ECU or DME unlocked because this now leads me to other things. So if you're asking, yes, I'm going to be tuning my car and a bunch of other things that are coming up, and I could not do those with a locked ECU. So I'm really excited to get this done. I'm really excited to get it back into my car. It's up and running and looking great. So thank you to FEMTO for doing such a fantastic job. Please make sure to click like and subscribe. It makes a genuine difference to my channel, and I would truly appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you on my next project.